then we get the special attack. X, 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 X. Hello and g'day, ladies and gents. I'm Cliff and welcome back to another episode of Monster Hunter, where we will go out and hunt a monster, just like it says on the tin. So thank you for joining me again today. We will be hunting a monster known as a Jyuratodus, I believe is how it's pronounced. It's a bit of a strange name. Jyuratodus, I'm pretty sure is what they've said. And we will be attempting to take it down with the Switchaxe. And this is the actual Switchaxe, not the charge blade, which I did accidentally call a Switchaxe a couple of times while I was using it to take down the Tobikadashi and the Puki. Now, poor Adelaide is a little bushed. This will effectively be her third attempt doing this. Previously, I was originally intending to make this a capture video, where you go out and catch the monster live. The issue was I kept killing the monster after chasing it around because it wasn't giving me any of the tells, so I have effectively given up on that idea. So I'm just going to go out and just go for a straight-on kill for this video, and then poor Adelaide can take a break. So yeah, so it's a little different to some of the other ones we've done. It's a sort of a fish thing. A piscine, I believe, is the technical term that they have in the notebook entries, but it should be a fairly easy monster to track down if nothing else. It tends to hang out in the waters, swampy areas of wild spire wastes. So generally just sort of head down river and you'll bump into it eventually. So that part at least should be fairly quick. And so we'll be using the Switchaxe, which I've pretty much only used for the beginning stuff to prep for this video. So it's not something I've had a lot of experience with, but I am trying to sort of use all the weapons in these videos and sort of work my way through them rather than sticking to the ones that I really like, which is the longsword, and I actually kind of enjoyed the heavy bowgun when we were doing it for the last video, so I've actually been doing a bit more of that in my own time. I even got a really cool looking one now that I've upgraded, yeah, I'm just trying to keep things interesting and doing stuff. I also have been using a lot of the switch sword, despite the fact that I couldn't get its name right. That's another one I enjoy immensely. So, I figured I'd get this one, to try out the Switchaxe, show you guys that. Also, I've used the Boroth parts from the last episode to actually build it, so you can see the fruits of my labors from the last video. Anyway, without further ado, we'll just get our pre-food snack. I'll have my attack up. It's actually probably why I was killing it without noticing last time, because I did the attack up as well, thinking I could just sort of mow through it, but he just wasn't giving me the signs. He wasn't running off to his nest to sleep, and I couldn't make out whether he was limping or not. Because he's sort of a fish thing, he's mostly in the water, so it makes that sort of thing really hard to spot, so I'm still trying to figure out the tells for that. On the last attempt, I was sort of looking at him going, you should be ready by now. I have the feeling I should be trying to catch you. But like a complete moron, I didn't try it, because they only let you carry a couple of traps. I didn't have a lot of tranq bombs. I'd forgotten to drop by the freebie chest to pick some stuff up, so I was being literally overly cautious with my resources at the time, which resulted in me killing the thing yet again when I wanted to try and catch it. That being said, depending on how quickly I take it down with this, I might actually load up the catch thing and try it again just for you guys. You guys can see me fail again if I don't see the cues once more. But first we'll just go for something with a bit of success in it, and then we'll just have a look and go for the failed attempts again if this goes pretty quick, which he's an early-ish monster, and I've been doing a little bit. This is a rarity 3 weapon, I think, rarity 2 or 3. It's been upgraded from the base. It's a part of the bone tree, this particular weapon, the Barroth blade. It's got like a paralysis attack on the elemental effects, which is kind of cool. Which is something you do through the sword mode, so I'll just give you a quick look. So that's the axe. It's got a bit more maneuverability than the sword. You can move around a bit. It's got some reach. You got some nice wide swings, that kind of thing. There's a bit of a lunge, theoretically. There we go. There's a lunge, and then you can turn it into like this great sword, which has a charge, which you can see just below the sharpness meter, and it sort of gets used up whenever you swing it. That kind of thing, and it's got like a couple of elemental attacks and that sort of thing. So, oh yeah, it reminds me I should probably chop down a ration, expand that stamina bar a little bit, get my whetstone ready. I've already got puddle pod. So the puddle pods are always a good thing to pick up for this particular creature. Actually, a couple of creatures around here, because I suggested it as well for the Barroth. Not that I really ended up using it that much, I don't think, from memory. But these ones like to cake themselves in mud, and the puddle pods from the water moss is kind of handy for oh, that's the way you want to start a fight. So there was a little wedge beetle, which you can use to hook with your sling. Giving me a good mounting opportunity, which was actually unexpected. I just thought I'd swing in like a boss and get him, but... And then we get the special attack. There we go, that was a good one. That's how you start a fight. Alright. This may be over pretty quick, and then we can try the capture one. I'll go back to base and talk to the handler. A little whacking. That particular move uses stamina, I found out in the last fight. I was paying attention to it when I was stamina, so that's kind of cool. Because you kind of keep doing it unless you... you're coming after me? I thought you were running away. And, well, now with that thing, I find it's basically you try and get it, he'll whack you when he's doing that, so it's always good to use that as an opportunity to heal, or sharpen your blade, or set up a trap, or whatever you want to do. Ow, right in the face. And the other problem with this guy is you're fighting in water, which kind of really kills your mobility in certain areas, and he flings all that mud around, which kills it even more. He can be a little trying. He spits mud everywhere. And very dirty fight. And if he hits you with the mud, it kind of hits you with this thing called water blight, which slows down your stamina regen. Which, you got moves like that, moves like this that uses it up, and just plain dodging. It can be a little trying, but in a good way. I mean, if these fights weren't challenging, then where would the fun be? Ran out of charge. So I really do like how all the monsters sort of move differently, and you got to get used to them and various things. I know it only looks like that I'm just wailing on them, but you got to keep an eye out on them and try and be aware of that thing. Granted, some of the weapons are a little bit more owl centered on. Yeah. being good at just wailing rather than being strategic. Surprisingly enough, I've dabbled a little bit in the dual swords, and I'll be fighting a monster with those at some point. They're actually a little bit more... I don't know, it's got a bit more depth to it than I thought. Like, you hear about it, and it's like, they say it's one of the newbie weapons, like the sword and shield, where it doesn't really have a lot going for it beyond just button spamming, but there's actually a little bit of, like, you really need, like, if you really don't want to get killed, you gotta, it's very dodgy, but at the, like, as in, you dodge a lot, not, you know, it has issues with it. I mean, it's actually a lot of fun. The dual blades, you know, grind into a guy and stuff, and I'll show it when I get around to doing them. But you really need to sort of be dodging to really work it. But at the same time, because it's like a really quick multiple hit type thing, you get like animations you can get locked into, so that makes dodging tricky as opposed to like the sword and shield, which I've only done a little bit on. But the sword and shield is really, like, really easy. You don't get locked in animations. There's a lot of maneuverability. It's probably the most maneuverable weapon I've found yet, the sword and shield. And again, I'll be doing that in one. I've been building up some weapons for the use on that. Just got to find a monster that I think might be interesting to fight with the sword and shield and the dual wields. I had actually hoped to use the Switchaxe against the Baroth, but then I saw that the one I wanted actually needed the Baroth bit, so I was like, you know, I'll just fight the Baroth and then... Oh, that was a cool little move. Now if this was a capture, this would be where I start to think maybe I should be trying to pin him. But again, it's a bit hard. He doesn't, because he doesn't walk so much. He's sort of slither. I can't quite tell what a limping slither looks like. I'm sure he does have all the signs. It's just because he's so different from the other ones, I just can't quite. Helps if I get close enough to whack him. I seem to have this problem with judging distance at times. I don't know if anybody's been watching many of my other videos, but like see there's legs. And he does have legs, he just doesn't like to use them when he's in the water. That looked like a limp. Okay, that's something worth keeping an eye on for if I try and do this as a capture, depending on how long it takes to actually get him in the end. Come back here. You must die for the entertainment of the mob. Well. Yeah, okay, so now he's asleep. See, while I'm trying to kill him, he gives me all the clues I need to capture him. While I'm capturing him, he didn't give me dick. Let him get his tantrum out. Doesn't mean by my ability there that I was running, and it just wasn't really. There we go. I don't think that actually took that long. So I'll carve him up. We'll head back to camp and I'll load up a capture and we'll give that a shot, because I don't know, I really do want to sort of try it and actually succeed rather than just leaving it as nope, didn't do it, we'll just quit. So we'll do that. unfortunately, like a fool, I'd deleted the old footage in frustration when I couldn't get it done. I kind of rage quit my video, which is probably not the best habit to have, but it's just like, no, it's not happening. I'll start again, wipe the whole thing. Which now that I think about it, I probably wish I hadn't done that just because there's some cool footage. End up with a three-way monster fight between the Jyuratodus and a Barris and a what are they called? The Kulu Yaku, the dodo chicken thing. And it was kind of epic. I ended up jumping up and wrapping around the Barris and giving it a bite. That's the thing that I was enjoying, unless that's just happened and for some reason I've completely forgotten about it. But no, I'm pretty sure that was in one of my previous recording attempts. It was pretty hardcore. So that didn't take too long. So we'll attempt the capture again, just to give it a shot. New quest. I'm pretty sure I've still got it in my investigations list. Capture, there it is. That would just be me. I could do this on my own, I'm sure. Stay here. I won't risk the voucher this time. I only got the one. Might need it for something more important. I don't really need the parts for this monster. This is more for entertainment purposes. Thrill of the hunt, that kind of thing. I mean, I'm sure I'd find a use for the goods, but yeah, nothing's ever useless in this. I'll find a weapon I want to build up to, and I'll need these parts. Bound to happen. Okay. So first things first, we will grab these. Oh, I've already got all of those I can get. Fair enough. Double check all the gear. Item box. Picked up various things we don't need. Don't need you. Don't need you, don't need you. Actually, I'll drop those in my box, I'll pick up the other ones. Because, you know, why say no to free stuff? Because those you actually get to keep, which is kind of nice. If you notice, some of the items will have like a little white star in the corner there. That means that it's only for this mission. But things like this don't, which means that when you finish the mission, if you don't use it, you keep it. So, you know, that's always been nice. So I've got a little stockpile of... oh, excuse me. I'm choking on my own words there. So I've got a little stockpile of little truck kits from the times where I haven't actually needed to make my own, which is usually hasn't happened yet, but I have on occasion screwed up and not had the parts to build more traps, and then that causes problems because you got to run around and try and find the bits and pieces. I really haven't been using the water moths. I've been suggesting it to people and using it, hey, this is a great idea to do stuff, and it is, but there we go. As I said, I'm not really using a thunder-based weapon at the moment, so it's not really that vital. I don't have any of the elemental stuff on, but or paralysis is apparently an element according to the weapon stats, so it's not one of the mud hampers that I'm aware of. Okay, let's see if we can do that thing again, because that was kind of cool. Okay, so you swing up here on the wedge beetle, and now he's wandered off. That's a shame, because that was pretty badass. Axe. Get in there. This sort of charge up again. In you go, boy. There you are. There you are. Alright, let's get you. Axe, 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 axe. Sword. Oh, nice. That was kind of cool. I don't know if that was like a mounting attack that just sort of ended up being a thing, or if that landed just a combo really well, which just ended up with me latching onto its face, but that was kind of boss. I really like the weapon designs in these. I mean, both the visuals of the when you make them out of the monster parts, and you can sort of look at it and go, yeah, I can kind of see what monster you made out of that, which made that out of, which is kind of cool. But just the different ideas, like they all play differently, like so differently. It's amazing. Yeah, as a man who likes variety and things like that, it's kind of nice to be able to go, you know what, I don't feel like doing the fast Rugi type thing, or I'm not feeling the samurai, the longsword, which as I said is one of my favorite weapons. I can just go, you know what, I'm gonna go Rambo on them and pull out the bow gun, or get something a little bit more big and brutal like this. Chug a potion when we got the chance. I hope he doesn't charge me while I sharpened up my... Which is exactly what he does. Really need to sharpen. This is dull as hell now. See if we can shoot off some of that mud. Or is he doing that for me with his tantrum? No, he had mud. Yep, so you sort of like pop the mud off. So looking at how quickly my blade dulled, I'm pretty sure the mud actually adds armor as well of some... my stamina suffering. Eat a sandwich. Just mud up again. Oh, I've been mudded up. Ugh. Oh, look at there. It's a dude. Alright. What are you doing health wise? Just don't die on me, okay, dude? Alright, wandering off. Means I'm making progress. Didn't see if he was limping. His map isn't showing a skull icon, though that's one thing that hasn't been showing up when I've been fighting him. I don't know if I'm just a little too geared up for it to give me those signs, or if just I wasn't paying attention. No, he's limping, okay. Spotted that, he was up enough, so let's try this. We want shock trap. Seems the best way to trap a fish. Except the trick is I can't set it. Oh, I can't set it in the water. No, can I set it in the water? Can't set it in the water, okay. So we're gonna have to draw him over. Alright. So we'll pop it down here on the mud. Hey dude, wake up. Come here. There we go, and just smoke him. There we go. There we go. Just apparently I wasn't paying attention. There we go, successful capture. Cart him off for study, and then, well, I don't know what they do with him after that. Kill him, carve him up, or release him in the wild, I guess. Alright, well done. All good, everyone. Smoke if you got him. Okay, there we go. 2 successful hunts, including the capture that I've been failing at all morning. So thank you for joining and watching that. Didn't take too long, about 7 minutes. So fortunately, there should be most of the earlier stuff sort of cover, all the interesting ones. There's a couple that I won't be doing videos on just because they're really early on. Oh, excuse me, a bit of a yawn there. Like the Great Jagras, it's like the first monster that they give you, as I like to call him, the Rasta Iguana. So I won't be doing a hunt on him specifically unless anyone really wants it, but he's really early on, and at this stage I'd probably kill him really quickly. So there are some investigations that like kill 3 monsters at once. If there's one of those involved here, I might do that and sort of film a big triple hunt, but on their own I'm not really going to bother, just because he's really easy, and I don't think it'd be interesting for anyone to watch me just sort of wail on a guy for 2 minutes and have him dead. But I'm sort of working my way through the earlier stuff. I think I've done all the stuff that I found really easy, with perhaps the exception of one of the ones in the Coral Highlands, whose name I can't remember enough to pronounce. It's like Zilly or something. It's kind of like a scaly, lizardy version of Dodo. It's kind of cool. It's got like little flashy things on its head. I may end up doing a small one of that, but that one's one that I haven't had any difficulties or long fights with, so I may not bother with that one. But there's 2 in the Coral Highlands I'll definitely be doing videos on. The Laginia, which is I think the main, hello Boogie, the main big one for that area. It's giving me a lot of trouble. I've been trying to get some of its parts to build things. Another one who, again, I can't remember the name of the pronunciation of the name of it. It's a big puffball bat mouse thing. It's kind of cool. I've only fought it once. It was a lot of fun. And I've seen these things called Rathian, floating around the place, which I've yet to get into a fight with. So if I can figure out how to track down one of them properly, I'll probably do a video of that as well. And then there are new areas I've got ahead of me. I've just gained access to a place called the Rotten Vale, which has some scary looking things. There's this giant spiky bone creature called a Ralban, I think. All weird names. I'm terrible with names, not just with monsters but people too, so it's hard for me to keep track of a lot of them unless I basically end up farming them a lot, so I see the name a lot. But yeah, so there will be more coming. That should be the end of the really early sort of low level, well, I mean, I'm only in low level missions at the moment, but like the earlier stuff that I can sort of beat really easily. And we should be getting onto the more interesting and difficult stuff as we go. So as I said, I don't know if I'll be doing all the monsters, just because some of them have been really easy, and I'm not sure if they'll make interesting videos. But if people want me to do some of the smaller, easy ones, like the Grand Jagras or the Flashbang monster in the Coral Highlands, by all means, let me know, and I'll certainly make arrangements. Until then, I will leave you guys to it. Thank you very, very much for watching. You guys have been fantastic, and until the next hunt, peace out.